Hey everyone, Nathaniel Rufflejans here from Nintendo Prime, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Super Mario Odyssey case here, a brand new case that I picked up. It runs for around $18 or so, and the Super Mario third-party Power A wired controller for Switch, and how that compares to the Pro controller. Now we're going to compare the Super Mario Odyssey case to the Breath of the Wild Special Edition case that you could only get by purchasing the Master or Limited Edition of Breath of the Wild. This is the only case, by the way, that I have owned since day one for my Switch. So there are a number of cases out there, but I decided to pick this one up because it's time to switch it up. You know, even as I'm wearing a Breath of the Wild shirt back here, I've been talking for a while about how I need to start getting into a little more than Zelda. At least when it comes to my stuff for Switch, right? Everything in my office is so much Zelda everywhere. It's time to start sprucing it up, and I'm really excited for Mario Odyssey, so I figured, what's the best way to replace my Zelda case than with a travel case for Super Mario Odyssey? So yeah, let's just get right into it by unboxing them. So first we're going to take a look at the controller, as I think this is one of the more exciting items out there. Now, as I'm unboxing this, it should be noted here that there is one other Power A Switch controller that is Breath of the Wild themed. Now, I didn't pick it up because, obviously, as I said, I have a lot of Zelda stuff in my collection. So I figured it's time to go Mario. Plus, I needed like a second Pro controller because Eric and I play a lot of NBA 2K18, and I sometimes feel like I get to use the Pro controller for a lot of that. I sometimes feel like Eric's a little disadvantaged with the Joy-Cons, not because the Joy-Cons don't have all the same capabilities. We all know that they do. But because the Joy-Cons just don't have like the same button functionality, like the same size, and he's got bigger hands than I do. So I figured to make things fair, I should have another standard size controller that's like this bad boy right here. Now, one of the main criticisms of the Pro Controller is actually the D-pad. It's very easy when you push down on one of the directions to accidentally push in another. I'll give you an example. If I hit this corner here, the down D-pad, you'll see that, I don't know how well that shows up, but you'll see that it's pushing the left direction on the D-pad. Same if I go to the right, and it's same of all of it. It's really easy to end up pushing in two directions at once without meaning to. That's a problem this D-pad has, and it really affects a lot of indie games, which is why when I play indie games with the Pro Controller, I'm usually using the joystick, which also can present some problems and isn't quite as precise for games that work in a grid-based pattern. A lot of indie games work like old SNES games, where it's a grid. You know, you have your, what was it, 8 directions you can go in, and it's a lot easier to do that accurately and pull off tight moves with this. Plus, I know a lot of fighters, for some reason, like using D-pad over sticks. That's news to me, but I've been told that there's some fighting games that people prefer it with. So first, let's open this bad boy up, and the first thing you're going to see here is the cord. And holy crud, is this a long cord. I do like that it comes with an included and movable cord strap, because chances are you're not going to need all of this. You're going to need to ball some of this up. I mean, this is bigger than I am. Holy crud. I mean, what is this, 10 feet? Wow. And you'll see that it is a micro USB. So it's not USB-C like the Pro Controller is. But again, the Pro Controller is also wireless, so take that for what you will. And let's pull this bad boy out. Interesting how that's packaged, where the hanger for it just kind of comes out there. But let's take her out. No extra plastic or protection on here. But there you have it. There is the controller. Now it's noticeably lighter. I believe this controller does not include any of the unique features of the Pro Controller. So no HD rumble, no IR, well, there's no camera, I guess. No amiibo functionality. I guess those are the two big ones. So no HD rumble and no amiibo functionality. But otherwise, and obviously this one has a battery in it and this one doesn't, but let's give it a feel here. Okay, so the sticks, these stick covers here, are definitely bigger. I don't know if I like them more. They're definitely bigger. The buttons feel about the same. They're actually, if you look at them side by side here, they're actually slightly smaller but not so much that it's detrimental. They're definitely bigger than what's on the Joy-Con. The triggers have a good feel. Now, they're still digital triggers, so you can hear some of the clicks, I'm sure, there. That seems fine. I mean, it's not really much different from these. I do think that I like the feel, when you rest your fingers on the Pro Controller, I like the feel of these better, right here. Just because it curves in, and then it curves like, it's got a double curve. You own a Pro Controller, you know it's like. There's a double curve on these that feels more natural with how your finger bends around it. Whereas this one, there's just like the normal, you know, swoop curve. You can kind of see it there. But, I mean, it's fine. It doesn't bother me. It's just different. You get used to it. But, yeah, the sticks feel good. They have a good tactile click. Buttons feel good. It's got the capture button, the home button. Now comes what I'm interested in, and that's the D-pad. So let's, okay. Now let's press on the corners here. Interesting. You gotta compare these D-pads here. I don't know how well it's going to show for you guys. I guess I can only really describe the feeling. It feels better. I don't know what they did differently. I haven't taken it apart, but the D-pad on this definitely feels better. I'm having less issues with when I'm pushing on the corners. I'm having less issues pushing down other buttons. If you look at this, I'm pressing on the corners, and it's just that side going down. Where compared to this, I don't know how well it shows up, but you could noticeably see that other buttons are being pressed. And if you own a Pro Controller, you can test that out for yourself and see. But yeah, this does not have that problem. So this, I mean, this is a better D-pad. Someone outdid Nintendo's D-pad on their own platform. That's interesting. And I said the sticks feel good. Good tactile click. Good return to center. Feels good. Yeah, not bad. And obviously, the design is a big advantage it has over this. Now, obviously, the Pro Controller has like a kind of see-through design. You can see a little bit of the underneath. But this is obviously Mario. Super Mario. Now, this isn't Super Mario Odyssey. Don't know why they're having a Super Mario-themed one instead of an Odyssey-themed one, if I'm being honest. But, I mean, it's got, you know, all the things you want on the stars and different things and coins and Mario. This one actually shows Luigi on the box, I guess. But, yeah, this is... It looks good. Feels good. I got to say, for the price, this was $25. And I'll have a link to purchase this down in the description. Well worth it if you don't care about wireless. I mean, you don't have to charge it. You just leave it plugged into the dock. My dock's wall-mounted, so it doesn't move. So the controller basically just stays with it the whole time. That's a good value controller right there, I have to say. Way better than the Hori pad, which I never reviewed, but I looked at. So yeah, I mean, I gotta say, if you're looking for a cheap alternative and you don't care about wired or wireless, or you don't care about wireless, I guess, yeah, I like it. I mean, some people are gonna like the Heft better, but that doesn't matter to me. This is actually easier on my hands for longer play sessions. In fact, you might start seeing me use this as my primary controller over the Pro. I really like the feel of some of this stuff. Okay, let's move on. So we got our Zelda case here. We'll set that to the side. You guys know what that's like by now. And we're going to open this bad boy up now. I don't know why I'm being so careful here. They call this the Deluxe Travel Case. It holds and protects the Nintendo Switch, a padded divider to protect screen, a zippered mesh for the Joy-Cons. It comes with a game card case in 2 pieces. Each case can hold 4 game cards. And a micro SD card case. Each one of those can hold 2 micro SD cards, it says. So we're going to test that. I have 2 micro SD cards I currently use. They're both only 32 gigs on my Switch. I know I need to get bigger ones. I will eventually. As I said, I don't know why I'm being so careful with the packaging. It's not like I'm going to hang up the packaging here. But I'm very interested in this product on the whole. Because if you look at the OG product, the design is nice. You got that nice feel on top and on the back. But on the inside, while it holds a bunch of games, right? I'm actually have a micro SD card in here I'm going to take out right now. I think this is actually an empty one. It holds a lot of games. You know, you get like 12 games there, but There's no extra protection. This isn't molded to the Switch here, so, you know, the right kind of compression. You could argue that the Switch could get pushed down and bent. It's worked fine. I haven't had any issues, but it's kind of a plain Jane case, right? The primary reason to get it is because it's special and unique, and not everyone's going to have one. But this bad boy, a lot more people can get. Now, we got to cut off this. It's keeping the zipper shut, which is smart, so people can't steal any of the inside contents. Not that they would, but you never know. What I like, too, is you got Cappy here on the zipper. Oh, well, that shows up. It's pretty cool. And obviously, you got that really awesome Mario design. A lot of us have seen this art piece. I guess you can call it a screenshot from the game. But yeah, the back of the case is harder than the front. To compare it to this, I'd say it's about... Yeah, I'd say this back is about... if you've seen the back of this one and how hard it is, it's not like rock hard. It's got some give to it, but it's about as hard as that. Whereas the top part is actually soft and feels padded, whereas this top part is just as hard as the bottom on this one. So soft and padded on top. Whether or not that's better for protection, I don't know. I think it's going to matter how it packages things inside. So we're going to open this bad boy up. All right, so it's got some foam padding here. All right, some more foam padding. All right, so one thing I can tell I already like about this case is that it's got indentations. So these indentations, I don't know so much on the ones on the bottom. Maybe that's just a finger hole. But these ones at the top, it actually fits the Switch in there nicer because the trigger seeds into it. And so it doesn't move as much. Whereas when I put it in here, you know, granted, there is a strap to hold it down in place. In fact, I'll even put it in the strap and show you. Because this one doesn't have a strap. Oh, this one does have a strap to hold it in place. So I guess I did that without it being stuck in place. So let's put this in here at the bottom without it in place. If you look at it, I mean, look at that kind of movement. Look at that. I mean, does that feel secure? Whereas if you put it in here, I mean, I don't even have this thing strapped down, and it does have a Velcro strap, and it's not moving anywhere. So that already feels a lot more secure than that base model over there. Inside, you'll see a couple of these bad boys. Now, I've seen these in other containers. These are your card holders, but I haven't actually used them. So, let's open one up. A little difficult to open. Maybe it gets looser over time. I don't know. Oh, man, these are really difficult to open. It didn't come with any instructions. I mean, the controller did, but it's basically a plug and play. Man. Aha! Got it open. So that was a little difficult to open. It probably gets looser over time. What I'm actually interested in is this bad boy. See, this is basically the size of a Switch cart. So you could take that out and you can hold 4 games. So you can hold up to 8 games in this case, which is 4 games less than you can hold in this with this thing. But I also don't feel this is necessarily the most secure thing. I've actually had some physical games fall out. Not necessarily the best way of looking at things. So we're going to open this up. And we're going to grab my free micro SD card. Put it in here. Oh yeah, that sits in there really nice. Just like before. It doesn't really move. Close it. And snap it in place. Look at that. That's nice. I like that. So we're going to take out... I'm not going to take out my SD card that's in here because it's got games on it that I want to play later. And I'm going to forget to put it back in. We're going to take out my physical copy of Breath of the Wild out of here. And we're going to insert that. Okay, that's got a much looser fit. That definitely has some shake to it. But once we close the lid, let's see here. Yeah, it's still got a little shake. You can kind of hear it, but it's not going anywhere, right? I think that's the point. Then you put it in here, the correct fashion, like that. That's not bad. So let's look at the rest of the features of this. So the big thing it advertises is this mesh pouch up here. They say this is to store Joy-Cons. Now, it does have this nice thing down here where they seed in there. I guess maybe this would be for an extra pair of Joy-Cons. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Let's just set this in here. We'll strap this down like you're supposed to. I mean, I guess the Switch itself isn't going anywhere if you remove your Joy-Cons. I don't know why you would when you're putting it in a travel case like this. But let's pretend you are, and let's look at this mesh pouch up here that they advertise as being for the Joy-Cons. I mean, they even show if you look on the picture, they show the Switch with Joy-Cons on, then an extra set of Joy-Cons in the mesh. And it looks like they go in the long way like this, which is really interesting they even show that, since you can't really see them once they're in here. But yeah, wow. Look at that. They fit in there really nice. There's definitely a lot of padding with the mesh. It's not like a really thin mesh. Let's close this up, though, with it like this. See, this is what I was actually worried about. Was, yes, you could fit those in there, but how would this thing actually close? Well, I mean, that's not looking very good, but let's try zipping her up. Oh, sorry, before I do that, got to make sure you put the Velcro on. All right, now let's zip it up. All right, I mean, it works. I don't like the bulge. I don't know if you guys can see it over there, but there is definitely a bulge because of those Joy-Cons. So I'm not so sure that I am personally going to use that. Now, if I was bringing an extra set of Joy-Cons, I would use it because, I mean, it's padded, it's nice. I'm not that worried about it. But that bulge is actually pushing this, so it's adding pressure and pushing down on the screen. Granted, it's pushing down this nice felt on the bottom, so I'm not worried about the screen, but it's still, that's not probably how I'm going to use this case. I'm just going to take these Joy-Cons out and slap them back on the Switch and put this in here like I'm really going to use it. So I got my game stored. I got my micro SD card stored. I've got my Switch in here. And I guess up here, I could store like a charging cable. I probably wouldn't bring the full brick cable, but I do have a cable, a USB-C cable that charges this. You can also find some cheaper USB cables, USB-C cables that will charge this and the Switch that are certified to do it on Amazon. Again, I'll have links for those cables, this controller, this bad boy, down in the description below. And full disclaimer, if you do happen to purchase it through one of those links, those are affiliate links, so I do get a small kickback for your purchase. The items do not cost any extra. Just like to be full disclosure on that. I didn't buy these items for advertising reasons. I bought them because I'm going to use them. This is not sponsored in any way. But yeah, I think I would just put like my charging cable in there. I think if you just put the charging cable in, that's going to be just fine. Plus you can store anything else. Say you know there's not enough game storage, you could throw it in there. Overall, I just like this one better. I feel like my Switch is safer in this one because of how secured it is. And this giant top here, like all of this right here to the front is just all padding. I mean, I have no fear. You got this thick padding here with the mesh and the thing covering the screen, and then you have extra padding on top. I mean, look at this bad boy. That's awesome. I could fit most of my Switch library in here without concern. This is, man. Is it safe to say I like this case better than the Special Edition Zelda one? I think I do. I don't think I'm going to go back. I think this is one that's just going to get stored away and put on display, which, again, another Zelda thing on display in my office. But, I mean, that's because I'm literally going to be using this. People are going to see me out and about with this bad boy, and they'll probably say, hey, Mario, what's up with that? Versus this, unless you know Zelda, you don't know it's a Chica Eye, this, you're going to, and people are going to recognize right away, that's Mario. You know, it says Super Mario Odyssey right on it. So, yeah, I like it. There's the full lineup. Here's the new stuff with the 10-foot cable. And the old stuff that I'm kind of sort of replacing. Technically not replacing the Pro Controller. Still going to use it times when I want to be wireless or times when Eric's going to be over. I think I'm switching over to this Mario one for my full time. I like that. I really like this controller. This controller is really nice. It's made by PowerA. And this one's made by, the case is made by, I don't even remember. Some weird company with a bird as a logo. Officially licensed by Nintendo. This is actually the name of the company. RDS Industries, Inc. And again, there's a ton of cases out there. Some that I've seen that have this kind of design. But again, this is Super Mario Odyssey, right? Who cares? That's what really matters is the art. That's why we got to show off, right? Anyways, folks, I'm Nathaniel Jets from Nintendo Prime. If you like this little video, taking a quick look at these products, let me know in the description below. It's not something I commonly do, especially since I have to buy the stuff myself, but it's exciting, and I'm going to be using these products, and I just wanted to show them and get some thoughts. All right, folks, I'll catch you in the next one. Yes.